let's talk about Dehancer. Now, ever since I moved to DaVinci a few years ago, this plugin has been on my wish list. It's kind of the gold standard when it comes to film emulation. And I remember thinking, like, one day I'll grab it. And then out of nowhere, Dehancer reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to review our product in exchange for a license? And I said, sure. So here we are. Now, I've had the plugin for a couple of months now, and I've used it on about half a dozen different projects, commercial, social content, and even a few passion projects. And let me be fully real with you though, at first, I was confused. I was pretty lost even. There are lots of sliders, lots of drop-down menus, lots of options, and lots of profiles. I was like, where on earth do I start? So I binged online and watched a bunch of resources and looked at the resources that they sent me when I got my license, and slowly, piece by piece, I was starting to get the hang of it. But it didn't give me that instant magic that I was dreaming of. Yeah, I actually had to do a little bit of work to mold and craft and find my style within this plugin. And like, honestly, I still don't know what half the sliders do, but I know enough to craft a look that I like. Now let me give you a bit of context first. Like, I started editing in Windows Movie Maker actually, then I moved to Final Cut Pro. That's when I started to dabble with color grading, and I was hooked. I binged every video, I was super obsessed, and I really enjoyed making something look good. Then I moved to DaVinci Resolve. Now this is where I've leveled up again. So there have been some things that have been really frustrating about Resolve, but some things that have been incredible about Resolve and the way I can level up in terms of color grading my projects. It's part of that post-production side that I really enjoy. I'm always learning and I'm kind of always experimenting. Now Dehancer feels like a new chapter in that learning. Now it's pretty project dependent, but often for my projects I just want subtle hints of this filmic look, okay? I don't want to be, most of my clients don't want this massive, pushed far to the right kind of abstract-y, filmy, deep film look. Now that's more for my passion projects and some of the fashion work that I really want to dive into. But for most of my commercial clients, they just want it to look pretty. So this gives me a chance to play on that line a little bit, just beyond super basic conversions. So after a few months, like, where am I at now? Like, hey, I'm still learning, I'm still refining, and I'm still pretty obsessed. And where I want to go from here is more narrative projects, more stylized commercial work. Anyway, that has been my journey so far with Dehancer. I'm still pretty green with it, but I've actually fallen into this flow in terms of color grading with my projects. Now it's like my default option. I've even gone back and looked at some of my favorite grades that I'm like, this is my favorite way to color clips. And it just doesn't look as good as what I'm getting out of Dehancer now. So like, it took a little bit of playing to get there, but wait, once you're there, this is my new norm. So I'm really stoked about that. If you've got any questions, any ideas, any thoughts, or any feedback on even what I might be doing wrong with it, fire them through in the comments below. And if you do want a discount code, I'll add one on screen right now, and Dehancer will hook you up with a little discount if you end up purchasing. Now this plugin is really built for those people who are not green and not super new to editing. It's more for those who have got the basics down and now they're wanting to push the levels a little bit and challenge themselves and be more creatively fulfilled, I guess. Yeah. Okay, now I thought it might be helpful to dive into a few projects, and I've just grabbed random clips from the last month or so, and let's just have a play with them with Dehancer, and I can show you what I'm looking for within the plugin and all of that good stuff. Right, let's go. Firstly, this clip is from a shoot that I literally shot 2 days ago, and I haven't really done any of the editing yet. So there's just a random A7 IV gimbal clip of some branding. Now here are some, I'll go to my power grades, and here are some power grades that I've literally just grabbed. Some of them are old, some of them are within the first day or week that I started playing with Dehancer, and some of them are a bit more hefty than others, but let's say I just chuck on this baby here. The biggest problem, you can see how my what my node tree looks like. I'll get that out of the way. And it's very similar to my typical Power Grades node tree, but I've just made a Dehancer version where I've just put this film node here, and essentially that's where I've set the plugin. Okay, so you can go through your settings, and like I've mentioned probably before, there are a bunch of options. But like if I go in here, this is a bit too blue for my liking. So this isn't like probably Dehancer's fault, this would just be my white balance. So I'd probably toggle on this exposure balance node and go in here and then make some small tweaks and changes, warm it up a little bit. And I'm like kind of already in a place that I like. It's quite a rich look. If I go to the tab, I'll talk you through a few other key settings. As you can see, my source is the DaVinci like wide gamut from my timeline. I've been playing with the Kodak like portrait looks, and I thought, oh, cliche, like they'll be lame, but they've actually been pretty clutch. The 160, the 400, and the 800 are what I've been playing with a lot, but a lot of the source comes from not this one. I'll probably start first with the film developer. You can see my settings here. You can copy these easily. This is just what I've kind of settled on for the look that I like. The color boost was key because quite of the filmic look is often a lot more desaturated than what my commercial clients want. So that's where I pump this up a little bit. I often don't have film compression turned on, but that can be super helpful, which we can maybe talk about another point. The print, I just seem to often stick to the 2383 Kodak print, and here's my settings for that if you're interested. I don't have film grain turned on, and this one I've got halation turned on, and that's probably it. It's like, for me, that's probably like the bare minimum, but it works for like such a range of some projects. It's, I guess, kind of why I've settled on that. Here's a random shot from another commercial client walking down a random hallway, but like pretty quickly I've reset that white balance, and it's kind of in a cool spot. This is a clip from another shoot that I've. This is one of the first commercial shoots, where I was like, damn, this plugin is so lush. I'll just slap the same one across. Gosh, okay. She's pretty dark and she's pretty rich, but geez, the way the skin tones look, the way the blue really crunchy pops, I like it. I really like it. Do I have any more? Yeah, like here's another example of a clip from this shoot, having a bit of fun, and just straight out of the box, like once I got my settings dialed, it was looking really good. I was super happy with the skin, super happy with the colors in the frame. So this was one of the projects where I was like, man, this is nice, and it's clean and simple. It's not too overly filmy. So like, hey, if that's what you're going for, you can really push it with this plugin, but you can also work with it in a way that's really clean for a lot of commercial work. So that's what I like. If I just copy that look across here, okay, then here's me changing my white balance and everything. So let's look at this nice little frame of Jen. I still love my DCTL for checking skin tone and checking everything like that. So I'd probably come into this and tweak that a bit warmer and turn that back off, and I kind of like the way that's looking. So often white balance will make a massive difference. It's the same that I talk about with my power grades. Jumping around a bit here, here's another frame from a promo shoot with the Tactics and Nipple team, and like, look at this, ridiculous. I'll just reset this whole, I'll turn the grade off, and it's just like log footage, boom, straight into your film. If I just turn the film even off, this is what I'm working with here. And by the time let's look at what settings I've gone, this is probably, yeah, this is the same Portrait 400. Like, I've really settled on that look with the 2383, and it's just working. Like, I like the way it looks. I'm really enjoying it. Same here, it's a completely different client, but like straight out of the box, once I've settled on my dials the way I like them, it's been so easy to apply to lots of different projects. Something slightly different here. This is a cute little shoot from Visit Her Nui campaign, and here I know I use something slightly different. Let's have a look. Oh, whoop. Yeah, so here I use the Vision 3 200T. And like, let's bounce around a bit. They all have their unique different looks. Like if I was to give feedback, I would say I want this to be easier to scroll through the profiles. Like it's punishing to be able to click, drop down, click, drop down, click, drop down. That's the hardest part about this whole thing, is like finding a look. That's why I often will pick a few film stocks that seem to work on a few different looks and then just roll with them. I don't even experiment with half the others because there are a heap and it would take forever to go through them all. But like, yeah, for the right project, this would look really cool, man. This is that same Vision 3 and it just like works really nicely for what I'm after. Huge fan. Pick another random shot. This is I'll reset, I'll boot all of that out of the way. This is a drone shot from another commercial shoot that I don't even think has gone public yet, but you can't really tell what it is from here, so that's fine. And here's just the Dehancer drone version that I made, playing around with some of the settings and making it look how I liked. And huge fan. It just seems to work. If you want more details about what I've gone in through, all the different little nooks and crannies here, then just comment below. Yeah, here's another example from the Tactics Netball Girls. Shot of Karen Berger, icon, legend. She's lovely. And I just like the way it looks. I like the way the skin looks. I like the way Dehancer's done everything. So I think it's put me in a really good spot for a lot of my projects and made editing super simple, but like really fun as well. Like I feel like I've got way more options up my sleeve. But thanks for watching this video. I hope you're having a good day, and cheers.